Hi, I'm Joe Mastriano, CPA, and after more than 40 years and thousands of tax cases, I know the IRS business like the back of my hand. And in this video, I'm going to discuss the four parts to audit proofing that I use that to this day, I don't know one person who was audited when we used it. So the first one is do not file by April 15th. Why? One reason most audits are selected from tax returns that are filed before April 15th. Another reason, one of the biggest reasons, is your wage and income statement usually has corrections and adjustments, often doesn't settle to until August or September. More about that in a minute. So always file an extension. And, a lot of people file by April 15th because they're looking to get a refund early. And those tend to not be your more wealthy people who can hire people to represent them. So they go after the low hanging fruit first. The second thing is let's talk about the wage and income transcript. It's a list of what third parties file on you: W 2s, 1099s, K 1s from partnerships, interest expense, interest income. And why file your return without knowing what the IRS has on you first? It's crazy. Okay. Many audit representations that I do for people can be avoided by making sure that each item on the wage and income transcript, number by number, appears on the return. What a lot of accountants that do tax returns that don't realize this, they'll add up 5 1099s and put the total on your Schedule C if you're self employed, not realizing that the IRS doesn't know if you reported all of them or not. The third thing is file a few days before the extension day. The extension deadline is normally October 15th. And if you file a few days before then, it's my belief that over 90% of audits have already been selected. I don't know anyone, again, that has followed my procedure that has filed by a few days before October 15th that was audited. Now, for the fourth one, which might disturb a lot of people in the news, people from the IRS that put out videos, other practitioners maybe, but I don't care. It's you who I care about. And that is never e file. Why? Well, if you've only have, let's say, a W 2 and you're taking the standard deductions and you've matched your return items with your wage and income transcript, okay, you can e file. But if you have anything that needs explanations, a self employed business, rentals on the Schedule E, just anything past the standard deductions, you can attach a separate statement when you e-file. Yeah, the IRS has a rule that says you can mail it in separately, but good luck those two items, your e-filed return and what you mail in separately, to be put together when they're selecting your return for audit. What I say to do is avoid the audit by putting explanations on the returns. For example, I've had a client who uses a few vehicles and they don't gross a whole lot, but they paint and they've got work trucks and they go out of town and they have a trailer and then they have their regular vehicles. So there's three vehicles. And I've put paragraphs on there stating the uses of the vehicles, how they were reasonable under the circumstances, how they followed the IRS code and regs, and how the taxpayer has a mileage log, and all the documentation. Now, I've talked to auditors who said, yes, if they see all that on the return, they're more likely to go after somebody else, and that's been proven over time. So, those four items: you file an extension, you match everything on the wage and income transcript to your return. Any adjustments you take care of ahead of time before you file. Sometimes somebody has to redo a 1099. And if you didn't get a 1099, you can put an explanation on the return that says, I see the IRS has this 1099. I never got it. And it's not the right amount, and you could tell them, and you can tell them the efforts. I don't expect the average listener of this to be able to handle this item on their own, but at least you know better and you can seek proper help. Explaining items on the return and filing your return a few days before the extension deadline. To this day, whenever we've done that on the current year's return, I don't know of one person that's been audited. Please feel free to examine the rest of the page. After 40 years and thousands of cases, there's ways I can help you that your attorney and accountant probably have not told you about. Thank you.